The Mail and Guardian is reporting that a series of payments link Floyd Shivambu's brother Brian to Malema's cousin. One of the reporters on that story is Sabelo Sikiti, and he joins us on the line. A very good morning to you, Sabelo. Perhaps let's just chart through how we established the links.
Good morning to you, and good morning to your viewers out there. So, this story is basically a follow-up on the story that we had written earlier on, which had looked at payments that had moved once the VBS money had been paid over to Mr. Brian Shivambu. Of course, at the time he had said to us that this was money that, was due to him. He had consulted for Vele Investments, and it was a payment for that work. So we looked at the monies and how the monies were then funneled from Skameka to another company of his called Grand Azania, which is supposedly a wine distribution company. And then we also came across, a series of text messages in which Brian's older brother and deputy leader in the EFF, Floyd Shivambu, had sent the same business account details of Grand Azania to a gentleman who is linked to some rather questionable dealings at the TIC.
Sabelo, Brian Shivambu, please continue your thought.
Yes. So I think in that vein, then, we've sort of been looking at where these monies, once they leave Mr. Brian Shivambu's, account, where they go to. Of course, the EFF, in the past has been very adamant that as an organization and as individual leadership within the organization, there is absolutely no link between them and this VBS money. But what we are finding to develop as a trend is that there seems to be quite close relations between the cash and people that are very close to EFF leadership.
Well, Brian Shivambu claims the money he received from VBS is above board. If that is indeed the case, does it matter if a company is linked to Malema's cousin receive money?
Look, what needs to happen in South Africa is that when you follow cash, and this is what the Financial Intelligence Center always obligates banks to do, is that there needs to be a reason for movement of money. It can be a loan between friends, it can be a business transaction between businesses, or it can be whatever, but there has to be a reason for money moving to prevent money laundering, of course. In this particular case, there is nothing wrong with a business receiving money, but we find it quite strange that, number one, all the entities that are involved in this matter are not registered for that with SARS. So if, you are in the business of doing legitimate business, one of the things that you would do is to register a business with SARS. One of the alarm bells in money laundering and one of the alarm bells in people setting up businesses just to move money, is that, the nitty-gritty, like registering for VAT, registering for UIF, registering for corporate income tax and such, will not be done. So certainly there is nothing wrong with any business doing business with whoever they like. But we just have to always make sure that it is legitimate business.
How do you respond to the accusation by the EFF that the Mail and Guardian, as well as the Sunday Times, have an agenda?
Well, I don't know. How do I respond to that? I'm just a journalist at the Mail and Guardian. My agenda is to earn a salary and, to support my family. Unless, they come and tell us what their agenda is, and where that agenda comes from, I really wouldn't know how to respond to that.
Have you had any response from the party?
We spoke to Mr. Malema yesterday, although briefly. Understandably, he is traveling, he's out of the country. But he, did talk to us about the fact that, look, he had no knowledge of any business relationship between those two gentlemen. He had no knowledge, that they had been paying money to each other. Furthermore, his cousin is a grown man with his own family. What he does is none of his business, and basically referred, all questions to him. He also, stressed it quite hard that he's not close to Mr. Paleng. He has many cousins, and not all of them are people that he's close with.
Sabelo Sikiti is a reporter with the Mail and Guardian. Thank you very much for those details.